Good morning. So it's day 73. It's my body again, compassionate response to COVID-19. So today we've got Kamalashila again. Ask Kamalashila if he'd lead a meditation for us. So I'm going to just do some body work to start with. And then it's been pre-recorded, the meditation. So you just need, when this finishes, you just need to kind of go back into the Facebook page and click on the recording and watch the meditation. So let's begin by rubbing our hands together. And give your hands a bit of a squeeze. And just check in with how you feel at the moment. And drumming with your fingers on top of your head. Give your face a bit of a wash with your hands. So just hold your palms of your hands over your face and just enjoy the feeling of your face being held. Sometimes it's just the simple things that just bring us a sense of comfort, just that really. And then swinging from side to side. So try to kind of pivot on the ball of your foot as you turn towards. So as I turn towards the right, I'm pivoting on the right ball of the foot, and same with the left. Just getting into a rhythm. Maybe put your thoughts to one side. The other side of the room, something like that. And then rotating your hips. So keeping mind and body together in the same place, so it's not like your body is ahead of your mind or your mind is ahead of your body. And just doing the four corners, so to the front, to the side, to the back, to the side, to the front. And then just put your arm over the top and put your other arm pointing downwards, and just do a little stretch up this side and pushing down on the other side, just backwards and forwards. Try to keep your spine as vertical as possible. Pushing down on the one side, pulling up on the other side. And then the other side. Pushing down on the one side, pulling up on the other side. Little movements backwards and forwards. Spine vertical. Shake everything out. Rub your hands together. Just brushing off your body. Okay, that's it. So we'll go over to the meditation now.
So I think out of that conversation, what I'm left with is a sense that there's a whole realm of practice, and for all Buddhist practitioners, I think, there are a series of stages which we in Sri Lanka call the system of meditation. You can say it applies to the whole of life, and that's true. But it can be particularly explored in meditation. And I hope you can hear me okay. Actually, now I'm going to be talking about practice. My voice might go a bit lower, so I'll just bring my microphone a bit closer. There is that kind of meditation and also action practice that we call integration, and that is whatever in life that we assimilate into ourselves that in a way makes us more stable emotionally and also physically, that reduces our tendency to dissipate our energy, that makes us more whole and more, what the word is, integrated. And these are known as practices of shamatha. Shamatha meaning calm or stable. And then that's an approach to practice, an important approach to practice. And after a certain point of becoming more focused, becoming more drawn together as a whole, as it were, the threads of our life come together in integration. After a certain point, you get to a point where you can't go any further, really, without the quality of other, without the quality of relating to other. And this is where emotion comes in. In a way, this is also part of the integration. It's part of emotional integration, integrating all the desires that are in conflict, the desire to get what we want and not have what we don't want, and especially the tendency to feel aversion to other people and to feel quite uncontrolled sort of attraction that we can't deal with, and there are just so many areas where we are very unintegrated and unchanneled somehow. So the practice of other people, the metta practice, the practice of loving kindness the practice of equanimity, and the practice of appreciation. This kind of practice, which we sometimes call the four Brahma Viharas, compassion towards others' pain, what's the word? Appreciation of other people's good qualities, and just love, goodwill, good heart, good attitude. So that, in a way, that's the second phase, and it just adds to the first phase. It strengthens the first phase. It's not as though the first phase stops. It's just that it becomes more mature, and also the quality of concentration is much better when there's love in it. Because even with something like the breathing, you do the mindfulness of breathing practice without love. It's different if you do it with. When you've developed that quality of metta to some extent, you start to love everything. You start to love inanimate objects. You start to love elemental qualities like flow and solidity and just natural qualities that are there in the universe. It becomes something that you love, that metta and appreciation flows into. So that's a development of the individual through concentration and through loving kindness. Kindness bringing in the aspect of ethical goodness as well. And then there comes along a point where that has its limits because there may be lots of love, maybe lots of kind of fondness and delight and appreciation and goodwill and stuff, and there's an element which is a bit meaningless somehow. You're such a good person, you're so focused, but you don't know anything about anything. You don't understand why you were born. You haven't looked into the deeper aspects of life, like who am I? What am I? What are we? What is humanity? What is life? So this is the area of insight. And the experience of insight is realizing that we radically do not understand our existence. For example, we go into this love and focus, etc. We have these very effective lives and all that. At the same time, what is the self? What is this self? Does it even actually substantially exist? We look into these topics and we realize, and I mean realize in experience, realize in meditation, not just realize on paper, not just realize as an idea, but there's something that hits you hard. But it's not like we thought it was. It's not like we thought it was at all. And this is the area of insight. That's what, and this stage of practice is called spiritual death, because at this point we have to have a big change. There's a big re-evaluation of that aspect of what we are. So this is really, really important for everybody. And it's death. It's called death because it's something we sort of, it's almost something unwanted. We didn't want to realise how ignorant we were. We didn't want to come up against something that big, But we do. We have to do that. And the change after that is quite massive. And that, in a way, is only a start. There's a start that comes at this point of spiritual death. And we call this thing that comes after that, this fourth area, I won't call it a stage because some of these things just keep happening. As though we're cycling around them all the time in our practice, even if we haven't realised spiritual death. There are elements of spiritual rebirth that are coming in anyway. And spiritual birth means this realisation that things were radically not what we thought. I can't really describe it because it's an experience. It needs to be embodied. It needs to be, again, it's another kind of integration. It needs to be somehow, you need to get over the newness of it and the strangeness of it and the anti-intuitiveness of it. And you need to apply it to absolutely everything in your life. And this is what we call spiritual rebirth. And it's symbolized in Buddhism by these figures. I've got this big Vajrasattva tanka here, and I've got this above my head, or almost above my head, it's over there somewhere, image of the Bodhisattva of compassion, Avalokiteshvara. And in this stage, it's as though we start to become more like a Buddha. I mean, that is what the insight is. It's becoming more like a Buddha. So, in the stage of spiritual rebirth, the whole process of applying that insight to our whole lives is symbolized by becoming like Tara. She's up there somewhere as well. Becoming like Avalokiteshvara, becoming like the Bodhisattva of compassion. Let's choose him. That's also really important. That's where mantras come in. And it's just Buddhist ways of applying that insight. No doubt there could be other ways of doing it. And then, but beyond that, there's another aspect of the path, which is simply being mindful and receptive, not having a particular agenda, not having a particular thing that you need to do, because the thing that you need to do is not obvious and will arise out of simply being with your experience. So mindfulness practice and just kind of passive, receptive, just sitting is what brings that about. And that is another aspect of the path that can come in at any stage. When you do your mindfulness of breathing, you should also do some just simple, just be there and experience your body, experience the rawness of your mind, experience the distractions that come up. Just experience it as like raw, elemental energy. And if you really allow yourself to do that, you will learn from it. You'll learn from it. So you're learning from the just sitting, learning from the aspect of spiritual rebirth or application of insight, certainly learning from the insight, certainly learning from the efforts to become more aware and appreciative of others, and also learning from the efforts to become more concentrated. It's a bit paradoxical when you think of the effort to become relaxed, the effort, or you could say the decision to channel and rechannel your energies into simple concentration. So I'm going to lead through a practice now which kind of touches on each of these aspects of the path, which I'm sure many of you will recognise when we get there. So get yourself in position for meditation. And we have from now about 40 minutes. So sitting in a way that you can feel the whole of the body, a posture that will allow you to feel the core of the body in particular, from the perineum, the anus, on your cushion, the weight pressing down on the perineum, and the energy at the core of the body rising up to the crown of the head. Just cultivating that awareness of the entire body, pressing down upon the cushion at the pelvic floor. And naturally extending up through the center of the body to the crown. And letting the entire skin become soft and relaxed. The face, the eyes in particular, relax. And inside the head, from the inside the crown, the upper part of the brain, the jaw, the palate, the throat, the tongue, the skin on the face. You take your attention to these areas minutely and experience the sensations right in there. And observe them as they relax. Observe the experience changing. The heart, the chest and the shoulders relax. The belly, right down again to the pelvic floor. All of it becoming gentle and relaxed. To stay with this awareness of the body throughout the practice. As you start to gather your attention onto the experience of breathing. And just let each breath come as it wishes to come and go as it wishes to go. But experience both coming in and going out each time. Experience the qualities of the moving breath as it touches you. If you wish, you can use the counting method, marking the outward breath with a count. And just stay with that as much as you can. Keep coming back to it. The texture of each in and out breath. Keeping the core of the body very still and receptive. In fact, let's just stay with the touch of the breath at a single point. So don't follow the breath inside the body, but just experience it as the first touch. Just stay at that single point and allow the movement of the breath to brush past it, in and out. So staying very still at the centre of that experience. So the whole body very, very still. noticing whether the mind keeps veering off the point or isn't very stable at that point, or is extremely stable, just observing what it's like, the quality of the concentration. And then start to explore in that single point of concentration, bringing in an element of love, goodwill, appreciation. Just that touch of warm feeling. Perhaps it's towards yourself, perhaps it's towards humanity in general. It doesn't have to be, don't think about it. Just turn it on, or tune to it, or allow it to be there. And see how that sense of goodwill changes the quality of the concentration itself and changes the feeling in the body. And really relax into it and stay with the focus. and allow that kindness and love to be real. Don't fake it. Don't be at arm's length with it. It can be quite gentle, but just make it real. And extending that love, that kindness, that goodwill now to fill the entire body, from the toes, through the legs, the pelvis, the belly, chest, the shoulders and the arms, the neck, and the entire head to the crown. So the whole body is filled with appreciation and love, goodwill. A bit like the first stage of the Metta Bhavana. May I be well. May this, whatever this is, thrive, be happy. And at the same time, as this feeling of goodwill pervading the whole of us, thinking, yet all this must be given up. All this I can't hold on to. All this is outside of my control, because death will come. And at death, all this must be let go. In a way, just say this to yourself and let it be like that. It's just true. Don't think about it too much. Just be in that space of not knowing. breathing. Of course, you are. Stay with the sensations of the breath and with the goodwill. But just stop and realize that all this must be given up. And we don't know. We have to let it be. It's just the truth. Okay, staying with the breath, going into the next stage now, and sitting here as the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of great compassion, love and understanding and goodwill. So as the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, you are surrounded by all sentient beings. From your heart, it extends out to all living beings, loving kindness and compassion. And in a way, you're just acting as if you were the Bodhisattva, but at the same time, this is what you will need to do. Somehow, is embody that wisdom and compassion. And so you feel in your heart the vibration of the great mantra of Avalokiteshvara, Om Mani Padme Hum, that reverberates in your heart and in the hearts of all beings. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Padme Hum. Om Mani 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 Padme Hum. And you just relax in this, however you're experiencing it. Just let it go through you. Let yourself vibrate with it. And then we're going into the final phase, and we just stop. All of that. We come to a gradual stop. Take it easy. Notice the vibration in your mind, all the different things that are going on. But stop imagining. Stop doing anything at all. Just relax in the present moment. And just let the changes that arise in the present moment happen. As they happen, and be interested in experiencing what happens. And just sitting with the changes. Completely not interfering in anything. Don't let dullness of mind take you away from the present moment unfolding. Don't add commentary. Don't assume you know what's happening. Just simply stay with the unfolding experience, body, breath, and mind. And just open to the experience. there's a little run through the different phases of meditation practice, and I hope that's useful.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kamalashila. It's brilliant. Okay. Good luck, everybody. See ya. Bye.